Hello and welcome to the Connection Couch. My name is Reg.
And I'm Jo.
Today we're talking about LinkedIn, but specifically video, and the 4 types of video you can have on LinkedIn.
So today we're talking about video, and stick around because Reg is going to share a ninja tactic for creating video that is highly engaging on LinkedIn. So let's talk about the first type of video. Or should we reveal all 4 types and go deeper, Reg? What do you want to do?
Let's do that. Why not?
Let's do that. So we've got video that's created, that's sort of pinned to your profile. So what we call featured video. So we're going to go talk about that. We've got video used in stories. We've got videos used in messages and videos in the feed. So your main content.
Indeed.
So where should we start, Reg? Should we start with profile?
Why not? Let's start at the very top.
Excellent.
Profile.
So profile featured video. So what does that mean, Reg, by having a featured profile video?
Oh, I didn't know it was going to be quiz, Jo.
Oh, I know. I like putting you on the spot, Reg.
So what was the question? What is it?
Yeah, so what is it for those who don't know?
Well, it's a video that's part of your profile on LinkedIn that doesn't sit in the feed. So it can be in your experiences or your projects or whatever, and it can be about whatever you want, essentially.
So we've got the featured section, which is fairly new. Well, new last year anyway. And you can sort of pin things to the top and you can move them around. So it could be top center right there. Now, I do have one. It's a little bit old and we have talked about doing new ones. But a featured video, so what should be in it and how long should it be?
Well, what's the purpose of the featured video? That's what I would bring it back to.
Okay,
what did you want the featured video to do?
Well, I guess if we're thinking from a LinkedIn profile perspective, it's about your positioning. So it's really introducing yourself to your audience, to your ideal client. So I don't mean, so not a sales video, not buy my stuff, not that kind of video. More of a establishing what the problem is you solve, who you are, how you work, and inviting that conversation and connection.
It's essentially an introduction, isn't it, to you?
Yeah. Kind of like your about section, but in visual
video form.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we've kind of just gone over what that looks like, but what would that look like in terms of video? Like, how would you create it? How long should it be? Let's start with the length. How long should it be?
Good question. I would say 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes max.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be very long.
Because I know I created one with you a few years ago now, and at the time you could get away with longer video, and that was about 4 minutes or so, but that's way too long now, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to be a bit more snappy.
Yeah, snappy and succinct, just like our videos.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So about 1.5 minutes is probably a good benchmark to aim for. Now, to create such a video, now if we look at the technical side of things, to put it in your features section, it needs to be hosted elsewhere because it's not something you can upload to LinkedIn at this point. So where would we put that video?
YouTube.
Yep. Okay.
Or Vimeo.
Okay. So I'm thinking then, if it's on your YouTube channel, because it's designed purely for an introduction to LinkedIn, your LinkedIn connections, would you put it public on your YouTube channel or would you make it like an unlisted video then?
I would definitely have it public. Why would you have it unlisted?
Well, I'm just thinking, if you start with saying, thanks for coming to my LinkedIn profile, I'm Jo, I'm a blah, blah, blah. If you have that on YouTube, would it not be the wrong place because you're saying, welcome to my LinkedIn profile? Or would it drive traffic to your LinkedIn profile?
Well, if they find it on YouTube, then yes, it will drive traffic to you.
Excellent. So there you go. Public's a good place to be.
Well, it's a video about you and your business and the problem you solve. So why would you go to the effort and then hide it?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It needs to be found, to be searchable.
Yeah.
So still use your keywords and all the rest of it, go through your YouTube buddy process.
Yeah. Cool. Now we could go into the details of how to create this, but should we go into the next one and we'll
move on?
Yeah. So next one is stories. So LinkedIn has a feature called stories, just like Instagram has and all the other platforms. Now these videos can only be shared and viewed on mobile. They sit at the top of your feed along with this. You sort of slide sideways and you can only create them there. Now these videos, Reg, any tips for creating these types of videos? Because I mean, we are limited to 20 seconds here.
Right, so the first thing would be no audio, don't talk into it. There's no need to be doing a piece to camera, so to speak, in a 15-second story. The content should be, essentially, I think the term you coined was non-newsworthy, or non-feed-worthy, was it?
Non-feed-worthy, yeah.
So behind-the-scenes content, content that might complement the main stuff that you're doing.
Oh, I like that.
So it's not necessarily your main strategy is in stories, but the story should be complementary to whatever your strategy is.
Now, where I've seen it done really well is if you create a series, because if you have just one single video of up to 20 seconds, you're not keeping the viewer on you, your attention on you. They go to the next story because of the way they work. So what I'd sort of recommend is, say you're doing the behind the scenes of an event, or maybe the behind the scenes of your office, what's going on, or day in the life, week in the life. If you create a series of videos and then put them right after each other, the viewer then sees your video and then they see the next and the next and the next. So it's almost like a episodic kind of burst of content. So would you recommend those types of videos, given that they disappear, that they're available for 24 hours and then they're not indexed anywhere, you can't find them again? So would you go to the expense of a professional, or would you just do mobile for this sort of stuff?
No, I wouldn't be getting a professional.
So don't hire Reg.
Don't hire me to do stories.
No, don't waste your money.
You should be doing it yourself, really.
Yeah.
Because it's people want insights, and if you're getting someone to do it for you, then they might be spending on the hour taking images. But if you're in it, doing it, opening that box, showing that expression, showing that piece of equipment work or the software, whatever it is, that's the kind of the hands dirty type of content, I think.
And I guess captions would work well here, wouldn't they? Or some sort of cues as to what the content's about. If you're
captions, stickers, whatever gives context.
I know you love stickers.
Whatever gives context to the video.
Because I guess it's about creating a feeling, starting an engagement, and encouraging them to go to your profile and actually check out your content.
Correct.
Awesome. So that's stories. Now the next one is I was going to say video messages. Video messages. It just sounded wrong in my head then. Video messages. So what we
sounds wrong in my head.
So what we mean is private messages. So you can send text messages, you can send audio messages, or video. Now video is probably the hardest or most time-consuming to create, but probably give the biggest impact, really, because it's you on camera speaking to that person.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was a time a couple of years back where anybody that followed me on Twitter, I sent them a very quick video saying, "Hi, thanks for following me. Really appreciate it. I'll follow you back and look forward to your content," type of thing. The amount of response I got back from that was crazy. I don't know why I don't do it anymore, to be honest.
And do you do it on LinkedIn?
I don't do it on LinkedIn. No, I did it on Twitter for a little while, and
it works.
It works.
So there you go. It works. So with video, I mean, you've got two ways of doing this. You could send, so someone connects to you, you accept their connection request, you send them a message. Now you could have a video ready to go. So it's hi, thanks for connecting. Look out for my content about blah blah blah, and ask a question. So it's personal, but it's something you can reuse. Or you could go the extra mile and go, "Hi Bob, thanks for connecting. I'd love to hear more about blah blah blah." Now, obviously, you've got to create that on each time, but you could just film it on your phone, and send it straight away. It depends on how comfortable you are on camera, really, and with your equipment. Now, if you've got a mobile phone and you've got a little tripod or a selfie stick. I mean, that's all you need. And I mean, watch some of our other videos about how to do, good lighting and all that sort of stuff. I love that you've got them ready to go. There you go. You should be using yours, Reg, on LinkedIn.
I used it earlier on, Joe. I'm doing a story. Check it out.
Excellent. So that's video messages. And just also on messages, just because I saw this recently, it was my birthday in recent months. And I did a bit of a post. I actually counted how many people sent me birthday messages. Oh. I didn't get one from you, Reg.
I didn't know it was your birthday until it was 2 days afterwards or something. So, felt bad.
That's okay, but we see each other in person, so I wouldn't expect. I mean, if you sent me one through LinkedIn, that would be weird, actually, to be honest. Yeah, I expect, a basket and, flowers and all that sort of stuff.
She's not joking.
Not really. So most people send the boring generic messages, but one person sent me a video. And it was, hi, happy birthday, and asked me a question, something insightful to start a conversation. But the only downer from this was that it was hosted on a platform and it had the date of the creation. It was Loom.
Right.
And it shows you the date created. So I knew he didn't create that for me straight away because I went, that was created last year. So it's not new. And obviously he sends it to everybody, which, I mean, it's a step up, a massive, massive step up from the boring standard message. But to go another step, I suppose, if he downloaded that and just sent it as an attachment, I wouldn't have known. I would have thought it was created for me. So, but video is really powerful. So that's number 3. Now, number 4 is the feed videos. Right. So content, like a post. Now, in a post, so we've got 3 types of video we can share there.
We do.
Yeah, and one's not technically a post, but it appears in the feed. So in the feed, you've got native video. So video we've uploaded to LinkedIn.
Correct.
And a couple of limitations around feed video, Reg.
Oh, 10 minutes?
10 minutes, yeah. So are we doing 10-minute videos there?
Oh, goodness, no.
No.
No. What's the other?
For 4 gigabytes, 4K.
Oh, yeah, 4 gigabytes in 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So that's feed video. We're going to come back to that in a minute because we've got a bit of a ninja tip there. Then we've got linked video, which is video hosted elsewhere.
Correct. So, as I mentioned, YouTube or Vimeo.
They're the two that work well.
They're the two main ones.
Yeah. Now, depending on the time of, what's happening with LinkedIn when we're watching this, because it changes all the time, generally, YouTube video plays in the feed. And then sometimes it doesn't, and it takes you to YouTube. Hopefully it doesn't right now, because that's a pain in the backside. And yeah, sometimes it's got the black bars on top and looks like a square video. Sometimes it's full screen, so it depends on how LinkedIn's treating it. So that's linked video. Now, the other one is live video. But that's something that not everybody's got access to. You've got to apply for that. They've got a whole approval process, and only a small percentage of members actually have it. So I've got LinkedIn Live, but you don't do it from LinkedIn. You have to have a third-party tool. Like I use StreamYard. There's many others you can use, and you do it through there, and then it appears in the feed. So if we want to go back to native video, because you've got a great tip for native video. Now, with native video, what would you say lengthwise? How long should a video be that's going to be in the feed? Any tips there?
Well, the shorter the better. Essentially, you're talking about videos that are at the top of your sales funnel.
Yeah.
So these people might not know you very well, they might not know you at all.
Yeah.
So they're not going to sit and invest 5 minutes watching a video about you. So 30 seconds, a minute, 90 seconds at the most if you're feeling brave. That's probably the best time frame in regards to duration. And
in terms of creating it yourself on your mobile versus professional, I guess both work here, don't they, depending on your purpose, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, you've got a ninja tip here to get the most engagement on this.
So getting the most engagement out of your videos, yes. So my ninja tip is, that's a two-part ninja tip. The first one is use square video. So square video seems to be getting a lot more engagement on LinkedIn as opposed to horizontal video. Why? I'm not really sure.
Well, if you look at how YouTube video is displayed, it puts the black bar. Well, currently, unless it changes, it's almost like it's ready to be square, but it's not square.
Yeah, so there's lost real estate that you can take advantage of with square video. So top and bottom, because essentially what happens is your horizontal video will sit inside that square, and it'll give you space top and bottom. So use the top of the top part for your title of your video, and then the bottom part, it's a good idea to embed or actually have your subtitles in the video. So not have them as an SRT file over the top like YouTube, Facebook and LinkedIn do, but actually have them as written text files in your video.
So you'd want to make sure there's no typos in them then?
No typos.
Yeah. Excellent.
So that's the type of video that's getting the most engagement so far.
Okay, so that's your two-part tip. So square and embedding captions.
Embedding your captions, yes.
Brilliant, gold. And obviously that's going to take a bit more production time, but if it's getting more engagement, it's probably worth the effort.
Absolutely, yeah. And once you've done it a couple of times, it's not difficult. And especially if you're doing pieces to camera where you're talking off the cuff, then it might be worthwhile getting it transcribed. Or if you're doing it from a script, then you can use that script.
And I suppose if you're doing it yourself on your phone, there are some apps on your phone where you can actually film square and it transcribes immediately. There's probably tons of these apps, so just look it up. But that's probably one way of doing it. But then if you're doing it on the fly, once again, you'd have to check the typos because, I'm sure. When you say Perth, does it get Perth right for you?
No, not always. I've had Park.
Park, yeah. And I've got a few that it just picks up because, accents and all that sort of thing. Awesome. Now, what should people do to find out more about video? I believe you've got a blog, is that right?
I do have a couple of blog posts on my website. So if you want to learn how to up the ante with your LinkedIn videos, there's part 1 and part 2 on my website. The links will be in the description below. Check them out. There's some hints and tips in regards to production values and tools and all sorts of stuff. So
excellent. And what Reg doesn't know isn't a thing, really.
It is a thing.
Isn't a thing. Awesome.
Right, we're done.
Excellent. Well, thanks for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing your videos. Now, we'd love to know, are you using video right now, or are you going to consider using video knowing what you know now from Reg? Put that comment below.
Let us know.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See you in a couple of weeks.